Alright, I admit, we banged it up a little bit today. Got a lot of rebuilding to do. At least the wing broke clean in half. So we're going to get it put back together. Alright, well, we're getting a super P.O.S. put back together slowly but surely. Just gobbed a ton of epoxy on the firewall here and getting it put back on so I can line up the other half of the fuselage that broke off and try to make it a complete airplane again. So just wanted to kind of document it and see how well it goes. The P.O.S. will fly again. Alright, well, I've got my spar made. I've got my area cleaned out. Those wings repaired, plywood, and gonna get it put back together. But I wanted to show you the little home built spar. That wing will be done. Alright, right here we're piecing the fuselage back onto the side, getting this all glued in, and then I'm going to come back with basswood plate and cover this and epoxy basswood plate in here so it gives it that a little bit extra support. Up here we haven't glued together yet. We're gonna make sure we can take our time and do that, and I still got to make a support here. I've made my fuel tank ones, you can see in there, the two new ones for the fuel tank, and then I got to make one come across here and one come across there. But it's starting to look like a plane again. Alright, got the firewall glued in. Just ordered a new nose gear. Nice and smooth. I just have to put a band-aid over it. Now we gotta get this tray attached down here on this side of the fuse, and probably gonna use epoxy for that. It's coming along. Moving along. Well, had a crack in the fuel tank, so I had to order a fuel tank and a new nosed gear bracket. So we're kind of just done until the end. For you it'll be like 2 seconds, for me it'll be a week. But I'd say we've come a long way today from where we started. So I'm going to leave the landing gear off of it until I'm ready to be done working on it. That way it's not in my way. I'm going to leave this hatch off. I might cover this one, but I'm going to leave the top exposed till my fuel tank shows up, because I ordered one that's 2 ounces bigger. So it'll have a 12-ounce fuel tank versus a 10-ounce. So I'll leave that off until I get that and get that put in. Checked out the motor. The motor's fine. Good compression. Didn't hurt the motor when it crashed. So that's all going to go right back on. And then some patchwork covering. And the P.O.S. is coming back to life. Well, who would have thunk? Just about finished. I'm working on the hatch. It's going to go above the fuel tank. I think I'm going to make it removable. I think. I'm not sure yet. She's all patched up, monocoat, white monocoat. I don't have any black, so I'm not sure about the windscreen there. Maybe in the future. This is the Super P.O.S. though, so I'm really not too worried about its looks. It went back together, believe it or not, real nicely. You can barely tell it was ripped in half. Now the wing's all finished. Waiting on the fuel tank and my nose gear, because this little bracket down here broke, and it's cheaper to get the whole nose gear and bracket together versus just ordering that little bracket. So coming along. Alright, parts are here. So I went from a 10-ounce to a 12-ounce tank, and I need the hardware. I'll probably use the gear itself too, but all the hardware for the nose gear steering. Now we can finish. Alright, so I got the fuel tank in. Used about a half a pound of silicone. I'm kidding, probably only about a quarter pound. I put fuel in it, as you can see. And before I put the hatch on, I want to do this just to make sure there's no leaks, to where I would have to pull the hatch back off, which is not a hatch, it's going to be glued on. So my fuel tank's very secure. I'm just checking for leaks. This is where you're going to find them if there's going to be one, and I'm not seeing any dripping. So I'll let that sit there for a few minutes like that and make sure it doesn't leak, and then put the top piece on, then the main gear, and then we're done. Oh yeah, I guess we better put the engine on it too. Alright, so I'm going through and setting up the radio in the P.O.S. This time I'm going to try the wire, or the antenna-less AR620. It's smaller, more compact. I think I'm going to probably stick it to the side in here somewhere. That way if we have another bad crash, it's not going to take as much of the blunt up here as it would towards the front. I haven't tested out the receiver that was in the crash. It was just a knockoff Spectrum receiver. So I don't feel comfortable putting it back in until I test it on a cheaper plane. So for now we're going to go with the AR620. This one has telemetry too. I just haven't set it up. I don't have any sensors. But all the servos work. I just tested all those out. So that's good. Well, we got the engine on. Got the gear glued. We got the big old Tundra tires on it. They're 2 inches bigger tires since I fly in the sand, more or less. So I was just setting up my steering. Doesn't have a lot of lift, but I think that'll be enough. Now all we got to do is go fly it. It's ready. Hey, thanks for watching me go through this incredible journey of rebuilding this airplane. It was quite a project. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.